Also not eaten anything today, so Ben, the longer this drags on, the more you kill your father.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, yes, Return of the Jedi. What's wrong, Ben?
Hold on, I'm trying to get my brain to work.
Well, while you get your brain to work, I want to know how your watch was.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
That was a long
Listen,
pause.
Did you put yourself through a power cycle? What happened there?
Yeah.
It feels like it because little known, and by little known I mean well known Star Wars Every Week Forever fact. Ben never knows when his bits are supposed to happen, so I'm here frantically checking when the last time I did Weird Wikipedia was.
It's tonight.
It is tonight.
We're sitting here on a Wednesday night.
When we started recording, we talked about it twice.
A little bit of behind the scenes here. We're recording on a Wednesday night at 8:12. We never record midweek, but Ben's going away. So, based on how this rotation is gone, it's going to be interesting.
Chris,
How's your watch?
What?
what do you people want?
It was fine.
That is so aggressive.
I watched it while working. I watched it while working 12 hours on a Wednesday, and then coming home to talk about.
Chris hit me with such an aggressive meh.
What? What do you want?
It was fine.
Oh God.
What do you want?
It was
talk
fine.
about Star Wars, you fucks?
It was fine. It was whatever. It was Star Wars. This is the most nothing movie to me.
Yeah.
I think. It really is. I mean, this is just the movie that happens before Force Awakens happens to me.
Jesus Christ.
Jay,
Yeah,
how was your watch?
Jay.
it happened.
It
Happened. I was present.
I
like how the watches are no longer things that we do. They are just things that happen to us.
Listen, on the same day that I got a foreign object pulled out of my ear, I watched Return of the Jedi. It was just a thing that happened to me on that day, additionally to a freak accident.
Jay puts her headphones in to watch Return of the Jedi, and the fucking other ear gets clogged
Ah!
up. Damn it!
Shit! It happened again!
Hey, Doc. Yeah, remember last week?
I'm never using earbuds again. I'm like most earbuds that would never happen with, but now I have been scared off of them.
Doc, let me tell you what happened. I sat down to watch Star Wars.
Star Wars.
As I do every week.
And then I decided that getting something surgically removed from my ear canal would be more enjoyable than watching Star Wars at this point. So here I am.
Oh, God. Ben.
So, Darth Vader's just, chilling out on the big space boat, and he's like, I'm gonna go visit the Death Orb Jr. So he hops on his smaller space boat to go to the Death Orb Jr. And he's like, yo, the space dinghy. He rolls up. He's like, so, Commander, sure, take your time on this. He's like, no, I'm busting ass, dude. And he's like, I don't think so. I don't think I don't think Mr. the Emperor would like that progress report.
Can we pause? First off, Mr. the Emperor is very good. Second,
Yeah.
I've never heard someone. I've heard the term and used the term busting my ass. I've never heard someone say I'm busting ass over here.
Did I say that?
Yeah,
That's what you said. Those are
yeah,
the
I'm
words that
busting
came out
ass
of your
over
mouth.
here. What? You're doing what?
You're doing what?
So he's like, yeah. He walks in like a fucking like the son of the boss of the company. Like, well, I don't think my dad's gonna be too happy. Darth Vader's like, yep, he's on his way right now, and Commander guy just looks dead inside, and it looks like he's just internally screaming.
Yeah, I know that feeling pretty well.
Also at my job. Oh, Chris, it's been a week for you.
Listen,
Insane.
behind the scenes at Star Wars Every Week Forever office, I'm leaving my day job finally this week, and I've got like 2 days left, and I'm just coasting. I'm just coasting past that finish line. It's all right. Doing fine. So anyway, what was it? The commander guy? He's dead inside.
So
Yeah, he's just like-
we're a minute and a half into this movie.
Okay, listen. I'm working on it. Send the fucking the robot, the droids are chilling out on Tatooine. They're like, yo, let's go bother this Jabba guy. Think Luke said something about him. So that they like waddle up and C-3PO like casually like lightly taps on the door and he's like, oh, nobody's home, and he goes to walk away and the door eyeball just goes like, hey, who the fuck was that? And C-3PO's like, it was me.
Do you remember in Star Wars Return of the Jedi when the door eyeball thing popped out and went, hey, what the fuck was that?
So
My favorite Star Wars quote.
then C-3PO's like, hey, we're here to see Sir the Hutt. First name
Stop!
Jabba.
You're forcing
Sir,
it now. You're
that
forcing
that
it.
one was forced. We're just gonna steamroll right past it. So
Hutt.
he's like, we're here to see Jabba the Hutt, and the door guy just like says some shit. I don't know what. And C-3PO's like, well, guess we're stuck out here. And then the door opens and he just like goes, well, fuck. So they make their way on inside, and the pig people are like, hey, this way. And then
Why do I feel as insulted on behalf of the Gamorreans?
Yeah, that look that you and I just shared was, all right, which one of us?
Which one of us is gonna say that we hate the way that was framed?
and then good buddy, good old friend of the show,
Sorry, friends of the show. Who now?
Be very careful with what you say next.
my brain wants to say Salacious Crumb, but that's not right.
No, I mean, yeah, that's the monkey man. That's
Yeah.
the monkey man that hangs
Yeah,
out
no,
with
Yeah,
Jabba.
you know,
That's the
Monkey
Coax
Man.
Monkey
That's
Lizard.
the last
Monkey.
name. Mr.
P.S.
Monkey.
Monkeyman. P.S. Monkeyman.
Bib Fortuna is
Uh-huh.
like, hey, yo, Dewonawonga.
That's a show.
And everyone's like, and C-3PO's like, did they wanna go? And he's like, all right, let's go. Let's go visit Jabba. So and they all like make their way over, and C-3PO's like, hey, R2, do the thing. And R2 like spits out a picture of Luke. Luke's like, hey, it's me, Luke. I'm a Jedi. You should give
Do
me
you
my breath
remember?
back.
Do you remember that line from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, where Luke's form is literally spit out of R2-D2, and he goes, "Hey, yo, it's Luke. I'm a Jedi."
You better let my friend go, or you won't be happy. By the way, here's some robots. They're yours now. And C-3PO just yells, "Fuck!" And then they're like, "Yep, let's go take him to the droid torture chamber." So they go on down to the droid torture chamber, and the fucking the shit eater that's at the counter is just sitting there. He's like, "Hey, look at you fucking you newbies."
What was the droid's name?
He's
shit.
he's a shit eater. He's a
The
shit
shit eater.
No, just a shit eater.
Okay, shit eater. Okay.
Yeah, he's a shit eater. He eats shit.
His model number is shit eater.
S1T ETR.
You fucking nerd.
Oh god, that hurt.
So
It's
we're
like,
5
hey,
minutes into the movie.
yo, so okay, we're more than 5 minutes in.
Hey, yo,
Hey, yo!
You fucking
hey,
welcome
I'm
to-
Jedi over here.
welcome to Jabba's palace, you fucks.
I do remember that time in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, where the droid torturer just opens their arms and goes, "Welcome to Jabba's, you fucks!"
He's like, hey, the blue guy, you get to go serve drinks, cause that's your job now. And R2's like, okay. And he looks at C-3PO, hey you, and C-3PO's like, hi, I'm C-3PO, I speak 10 gajillion languages. He's like, shut the fuck up, and go translate for the slug. And C-3PO's like, okay. And
The way these synopses are going, it finally clicked. The welcome to Jabba's, you fucks. It clicked for me what this is you're doing. You're doing Star Wars reimagined like Borderlands. It's like if Gearbox Studios made a Star Wars game.
I have played a total of like 5 minutes of Borderlands,
Same,
so I
but
have
I
no
know-
idea what's happening.
I
played through
understand the
all of them with
reference.
my wife. They are it's this. It's what you're doing right now. It's
Yeah,
Star
this-
Wars but obnoxious and memes. It's like Star Wars and Fallout but memes and obnoxious.
The only Borderlands game that I ever put a significant amount of time in was the fight. Listen, I'm
What are
leaving
we
into
doing
the gimmick,
tonight?
okay? Is the weird like Walking Dead or Life
Oh.
is Strange style
the
fucking
Telltale.
the Telltale one. Because I couldn't figure out how to. I'm very adverse to the idea of having a shooter where you earn XP. I don't know why, but it did not sit with me well.
It surprisingly works very well. I was also
I'm sure it does.
terrified of that, but
I could never figure it out based
The
on what I
only
was
time I ever played a Borderlands was when all my friends would be like, "Hey Ben, we're all doing Borderlands co-op," and I'm like, "All right, what's going on? Like, what's the story so far?" They're like, "We're going here and shooting things," and I'm like, "What like, can I get some context?" And they're like, "Nope, next area," and I'm
no, you pretty well summed up the entire plot of the Borderlands series. I say this as a big fan of the Borderlands.
Speaking of the Borderlands, Jabba's Palace.
What is it, border?
I don't know. It's just
It
very
borders
far away from
one
the rest
part
of
of
society.
the desert and another part of the desert.
It borders one section of my mind, meaning the sections that are divided for Star Wars
So-
every week forever.
Suddenly, and without warning,
I can't. This. You started that sentence without knowing where you were going, and
Yeah.
that's pretty
He
great.
started that sentence suddenly and without warning.
Jay, I've this has been every summary synopsis so far. I give a veneer of when I say suddenly that I know what's gonna happen next. So
and this is like the
a
worst
lot
place
less
that
suddenly, and now that I have warned you sufficiently, a well-known bounty hunter named Bosch rolls up with Chewbacca, and he's like, "Hey, I heard you were looking for this guy."
Hey, I heard you were looking for this guy.
And Jabba's just like, "Yeah, I'll give you like a bunch of money for him." And Bosch is like, "How about more bunches of money?"
A bunch of money in one.
And Jabba's like,
Can we reminisce on the time that Anthony Daniels referred to the character as Boosh repeatedly?
Over and over and over again.
Over and over, just Boosh.
Jabba's like, "Well,
Oh my gosh.
why should I pay you money more than the money I was gonna pay you?" And Bosch is like, "Cause I'll blow you up." And Jabba's like, "Well, that tracks. There you go. There's your money." And then Chewie goes down to the prison area, and everyone starts partying. There's a musical number.
There is a musical number.
There is a musical
Like
number.
it
in Return
really
of
is
the
a
Jedi.
thing that we just, as a fandom, completely ignore happens.
I think this is maybe the second time we've acknowledged this
There's-
on the podcast.
Fuck, this is gonna spiral. There's a whole ass musical number in Star Wars Return of the Jedi. There's a whole ass musical number in this fucking movie.
Stops. And you get CGI aliens just
You can, well, first off, can we talk about for a moment the genius of George Lucas to be able to insert a musical number into this movie that requires no writing because it's in a bullshit language, so you can just do whatever you want.
Here you
This
go,
took
John
George
Williams.
Lucas-
Figure it the fuck out.
This took George Lucas 30 seconds to create. He went, there's going to be a musical number. John Williams, do your thing.
Do your fucking thing.
Well, George, what about give me some lore, some lyrics, something? No, just make it in a bullshit language. Just have them come in and say some stuff.
So I have a ton of notes that I've never mentioned on the podcast that I always mean to go back to, but I never do. The first note I ever made for Return of the Jedi is I would have been fine with the whole dance scene Georgie Boy edited if it was in fact all about the harmonica player. I want the harmonica player a Star Wars story. That's what I want. I want that character.
Nah, it's gotta be about the man, the myth, the legend, Max Rebo, the little blue fucking elephant guy sitting there on the fucking keyboard, and like, oh god, these motherfuckers bother me.
Just really angry now because for years I feel like Star Wars has been ignoring a very important fact, which is in order to be a Star Wars trilogy, there has to be at least one musical number in the trilogy.
No.
This is a rule
stop.
that's been laid out.
Stop.
Since the
No,
original
it was
trilogy.
added.
There
It
should
was
have been a
added
musical
later
number.
on. Don't do that.
There should have been a musical number.
I will
Let's go
deny
back.
your
Let's
reality.
go back and let's
Chris,
let's insert a
Chris.
musical number into fuck it. Let's
Chris.
go Spider-Man 3. We'll do Revenge of the Sith. You have to put a musical number into Revenge of the Sith.
So you want me to
Chris,
like
wait.
Revenge of the Sith less?
Wait, this is feasible.
Well, here's
No, stop.
No,
I hate
no,
this.
I'm on the Wikipedia page. There are 9 listed songs on the Max Rebo Band Wikipedia page.
Show Max Rebo.
Max Rebo.
So
There's lyrics. There's lyrics in a bullshit language.
Are you happy with yourself that we're going
Somebody
down this
said-
rabbit hole?
Somebody
not.
sat on Wikipedia and typed out bullshit lyrics.
Of course they did. Why are you surprised about this? They write on Wikipedia. Of course they did.
The Max Rebo hit Jedi Rocks.
I refuse to accept this.
Jedi Rocks is actually the song they say in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yep.
Mother-
Yes, it is. I knew that. I knew that because of my Star Wars tabletop character. I know a lot about all songs in Star Wars, y'all.
So
We will revisit Max Rebo at some point. Don't worry. Shh, shh. It's okay, my friend. Shh. You go back in the box. We'll talk about you again soon.
then Jabba's like,
I don't
hey,
like the connotations here.
he's like, hey,
Max Rebo, play it again.
play
Please
it
get
again,
back some
Max.
else.
So then Jabba's like, hey,
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 Hey!
hey guys, I got a great idea. I'm just gonna throw the dancer girl in the fucking murder pit. And everyone's like, yeah, that works.
the murder pit.
That's entertainment.
I would bet money that the murder pit is already a location within one of the Borderlands games.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
sounds
bet-
like a Borderlands.
I'd bet good money.
So then
Don't
it's
Google
like-
it. You keep talking.
so I'm talking here.
I'm talking here.
So then they're like, hey, that giant thing that lives in the murder pit, yeah, it murdered her. That was fun. Anyway,
It is not a real place, but there is a real place called Murderland's Temple. So there's a character named Murderland.
Yeah.
is it Homicidal Merlin?
Homicidal Merlin would be a great character.
That sounds like a great wrestler name.
That. Why not a wizard? Why not a wrestling wizard?
Wrestling out of Tulsa.
Oh, then. Is this a meanwhile? Do I go to a meanwhile here? I'm gonna do a meanwhile. Meanwhile,
Yeah, please.
uh,
Do something.
Emperor Palpatine's like, hey, yo, I'm on.
Ayo.
I'm on the Death Ball Junior. Glad to see you guys are actually doing shit. I'm gonna go up to my room and sit for another 3 days. And that's what he did. And meanwhile, this is falling apart, guys.
Yeah, you already fucked up, but I ain't stopping you.
I
Please
am a
continue.
fuck up guy.
Did you just meanwhile off of your meanwhile? It can't all be meanwhile.
It's all happening at once.
It's all meanwhiles or suddenly.
At some
Every-
point, we have to
everything-
get somewhere.
Everything is in media race, all right?
It's all happening at the same time, and nothing ever ends.
So then,
It goes
meanwhile,
on and on, my friends.
Bosch is just chilling out, and everyone goes to sleep because it's nighttime now. All of a sudden, suddenly it's nighttime.
Suddenly and without warning. They're just talking and it's just pitch black. It's like, oh shit, it's night.
Everyone, quick, go to bed.
Everyone quick. It's like Minecraft. Everyone quick, get inside.
Mama Job is gonna catch us.
And everyone's snoozing as you do, and then Bosch just, moseys on over to the Han Solo carbonite.
Hold on. Everyone just goes to sleep. Wherever they are, they just stop,
just
drop, and
collapse.
sleep. They
What
just,
happened? Yeah.
right, it's bedtime now.
Yeah,
What
it's pretty great.
The sun
This
goes
place is-
down, and everyone suddenly just collapses.
Yeah, it's like this whole place gives off the vibe of a fucking nightclub, and everybody's just asleep by
It's like
like 10 p.m.
But it's like they don't have any other rooms. It's like if the nightclub was just a big warehouse.
People are just sleeping in the middle of the...
Yeah, because there's no other rooms. Where else are they gonna go? It's just
There's-
one big room, apparently.
There's two explanations. Either they're all drugged out, or they're all sleeping with each other. It's one or the other.
Well, it could be both.
That's true. You
It
know
could
what?
Very easily.
You're
be
right.
both.
Leia's just undercover as Bosch in the corner, like, maybe if I don't move, they won't see me. And Lando's just like, hey, I'm undercover. Well, I don't want to blow my cover here. I have to keep blending in, I guess.
I don't want to blow my cover, so I gotta blow somebody.
Yeah, twist my arm, I guess. It's like, you can just, they don't see me over here. You can, oh, no, it's fine. I got this. I don't want to.
So
Yes, so please.
Please, so
We're 16 minutes in.
I don't want to
as
do any more
well,
of this Lando character.
So Leia's like, or Bosch. I'm sorry, Leia's not here yet. Bosch, totally not Leia, walks
Killed the
on
gimmick.
over to the carbonite, and she just does a little beep bop boop, and then the carbonite falls off the
Sorry,
wall.
run that by me again.
She moves on
Do
over.
you remember?
And
Do you
does a
remember
little
the time?
beep bop boop.
Yep.
And the carbonite falls to the floor, and she's like, "Oh, hope no one heard that from all the people sleeping 5 feet away." And she does another like bop bop beep boop bop, and the Han Solo is produced, and
Han
she's
Solo
like,
is birthed out of rock.
Oh fuck! What did I say last time? He got frozen in position doing.
I don't know.
I had a whole bit going. I don't know. I was too high then. I'm too high now to remember or put those two together. Whatever I said last week, he comes out and he's in that position still. I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
It's Wednesday.
You know what that means.
Oh.
Oh.
How many wrestling references are we gonna do tonight?
There's several that's going to be cut out, I'll tell you that.
Hey yo.
they are all going.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo was good.
And
Hey, yo.
then Bosch is like, "Yo, just chill out, dude. You're a little blind, but it's fine. It's fine." And he's like, "Who the fuck are you, dude?" And Bosch is like, "Shh, don't worry." And Bosch takes off the helmet, and oh my god, it's Salacious Crumb.
It's really
It was the monkey. It was P.S. Monkeyman all along.
P.S. Monkeyman. It's real weird that Leia never thought to mention to Han here that she got this disguise with the help of Maz Kanata.
Yeah.
Yeah, super weird that thing that totally happened at that point in time was just not brought up here for some reason.
Hey, I like that lore.
I also like that
Unironically.
lore. I like the lore. Star Wars is so stupid.
Leia could have been like, "Hey, let's go get that Force user, Maz Kanata, and maybe she can help us out." And Maz Kanata's like, "Nah, fuck that shit."
Yeah, and that. Yeah, I know. I'm just continue. I was about to go off
So
on an
then-
EU rant.
Off goes the Salacious Crumb mask, and it's actually Princess Leia. And she's like,
Villain of the week.
"Don't worry, you're good." And all of a sudden, they hear a deep, menacing, bellowing laughter as
That one's Salacious Crumb.
the curtain opens, and Jabba the Hutt's like, "I knew it, you fucks. I got you.
I knew you're fucking.
You're done. You're done.
Done.
You're done.
Finished.
I
You're
want
gonna
him dead.
be swimming with the fishes."
Family dead.
And then he's like, "Take her away." And then Lando comes over and he's like, "Okay, boss." And
That's right. I'll take her away. I'm an employee here.
Here's my
I work for
employee
you.
ID.
I appreciate the dental, Lord Jabba.
Cover.
Full coverage, very nice. Then they're all just chilling in Jabba prison, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, suddenly and without warning,
I think Jabba prison implies the existence of Jabba court.
That's just a sand barge.
And this is a road I don't want to go down.
Oh, we will go down it.
Then-
Not today, maybe, but eventually. Then-
Judge Judy, but it's Jabba the Hutt. You're
Judy-
welcome, future me.
Judy the Hutt, Jabba the
Judge Jabba?
Jabba the Judge or Judy the Hutt? Judy the Hutt is really good. Oh, I can feel my own hatred towards myself.
Judge Zod.
It's every time he's addressed by someone in the court, they have to use a different title, like C-3PO does.
We're
So then,
32 minutes.
suddenly and without warning, Luke Skywalker just casually strolls in, and Jabba the Hutt's like, "Hey, I remember you. You're that fucking Jedi dude." And he's like, "Better be nice to my friends." And Jabba throws him in the murder pit. Chris looks like he's about to have an existential episode.
Chris is feeling the same thing I'm feeling.
I feel like this is karma for all the horrible things I've done in Red Dead Redemption 2, because I feel as though someone has tied a rope around my ankles and dragged me from the back of a horse. I am no longer following what's happening here.
Would you say it's like
Full
someone
dissociation.
tied you up and dragged you behind a pod racer?
God, fucking
Shut the
damn it.
fuck up and
God.
continue.
Damn it.
So Luke gets thrown into the murder pit along with a Gamorrean guard who promptly gets eaten by the giant evil monster that lives in the murder pit, you know, murdering things.
I think the Rancor was misunderstood, actually. I don't think the Rancor was evil.
Oh yeah, poor thing was fucking
Rancor
a piece of shit.
Yeah, and
The
also
Rancor
hungry.
was a gentle creature.
So this evil monster's down in the murder pit, and Luke's like, "I got it." He flashes everyone a thumbs up, and he goes and hides behind some rocks. He hits the Rancor with some rocks, and he crushes it with a door. And a grown man cries.
That is a technically accurate description of what transpired here. That's how you know this scene is so batshit when Ben can't really make something dumb sounding. He just says what the fucking scene is.
I mean, other than him putting a chicken leg inside of the Rancor's mouth, that's exactly what happens in the scene.
Oh, that's true. He does.
That's right.
Yeah.
He does just prop it open.
Ha! Splinters!
Like the fucking trunk of a shitty car. Just sticks it in there. Like, here we go.
I'm gonna tear open your stomach.
Luke should have full on Men in Blacked the fucking Rancor.
At some point down the line,
it's swallowed whole and then cuts from the inside.
Yeah, I really can't make fun of this maneuver because I just realized I've done this exact thing in D&D with a dragon.
You have actually. You 1,000,000% have.
I've done this with the movable rod in D&D. I forgot about that.
At some point I can feel. I'm just gonna make a prediction, and our fans can remind us of it when the time comes. We will make Crying Guy a character because he reeks of everything we love about random side characters.
See,
yeah.
This summary thing that you're doing now has been really good, I feel, because it's reminded us, it's made us think about parts of this movie that we've weirdly not touched on, like all of fucking Jabba's palace. Apparently, we just
I hate Jabba's palace.
Fucking gone right past it.
Then Jabba's like, "All right, I'm not playing games anymore. We're gonna get my pirate ship, and we're gonna make him walk the plank, and he's gonna get eaten by a trapinch."
I be deciding your fate, Luke Skywalker.
You be walking the plank.
You be walking the plank. But it's just Jabba speak, so it's just like Gooba Jabba.
Goomba the plank.
I was not ready for honeys in a pirate voice.
Hey, bada no bada.
Yarr.
Yarr, hey, bada no bada.
Hey, wada wanga.
Whoopee whoopee. whoopee whoopee. We are broken. Please, we're
So,
40
Man,
minutes.
you gotta
we go to the pirate
fucking
ship.
hyperspeed this shit. I
We
need
go
you
to
to hyperspace jump this
Alright.
summary.
We go to the pirate ship, and Luke's
The
like,
light speed skip.
go to the pirate ship, and Luke's like, don't worry, guys, it's all going according to plan. And everyone's like, Luke, what the fuck is happening? And Luke's like, I got it. So I'm gonna do a double somersault off of the fucking plank, and R2's gonna throw a lightsaber at me. It's gonna look sick. And then he actually pulls it off, and nobody expected it. Like, everyone was sitting there in the meeting room, like, yep, that's gonna happen, Luke. Yep, okay. And then everyone's like, shit.
And it was
He did
so cool and impressive that they just totally ignored the fact that he just completely missed the guy
Yeah.
immediately after.
So then he's like, haha, I have a baseball bat now, and he considers to beat the ever-living shit out of everything that moves.
I'm glad
Meanwhile-
I'm glad we got to the first appearance of my favorite Star Wars quote, the aha.
Ah.
Meanwhile, Boba Fett's, flying around doing Boba Fett shit, and he's like, aha, I'm listening
Right
to
away.
He's like, aha, I got you, Luke, and he shoots the fucking rope at him, and Luke's like, I have a fucking laser sword, dude. So he cuts
He's
the
like,
rope.
I don't know, it looked like a bat to me.
If I could George Lucas one part of Star Wars, like if I could go back and just change something just because I felt like it,
Okay.
I would like to change this scene around so it becomes the sole instance of divine intervention and the Force ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi leaps into the air and drop kicks Boba Fett out of the air. Just so he can go 2 for 2 on drop kicking the Fetts out of the air.
If I go back, I would have Han Solo pick up a communicator and just go like, yeah, it's time. And then have Mace Windu just fly out of the fucking sky like he's
No.
absolutely alive and he's here to kill.
No.
It's a joke, Ben. Roll with it.
I know, but it causes me pain.
It's just Mace Windu and the entire fleet from Rise of Skywalker for some reason. Just
We're
Flight of
all
the
here to
Valkyries
find
playing
out
in the background. It's just them coming in.
I was all the ships.
Yeah, I'm lucid. How about you?
So then Han Solo's just kind of running around doing Han Solo shit, and Chewie's like, yo, there's Boba Fett's over there, and Han's like, where? And he fucking straight up murders him, tosses him in Murder Pit Senior, and then everyone's like, chaos, and then Princess Leia's like,
Hold on.
I don't remember.
Hold on. So much to unpack. So little time.
Remember when you were like, let's light speed skip this?
Sorry.
I'm
Yes.
working on it.
No, this one ain't your fault. It's on us.
Did you just refer to the living space mouth or sand mouth as Murder Pit Senior, thereby implying that the inanimate object of the room that we referred to as the Murder Pit earlier is somehow the offspring of this thing?
I also called it a Trapinch.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
I know, he's like Burrows, he's just a mountain.
So that means he's gonna one day grow up and be like
Okay.
a dragonfly.
This podcast is too many things. We can't be allowed to be this big of nerds and just fucking. There's not one fandom we've not just brought up and made a reference. Yeah, Pokemon.
So we're running around. Princess Leia's like, "Yo, I'm just gonna strangle the fuck out of this motherfucker," and Jabba dies, and everyone rejoiced. And then Luke blew up the sail barge, and he grabs Princess Leia, and they swing on over to the floating dinghy thing, and they collect the robots, and everyone lived happily ever after. Meanwhile,
All that stuff about Palpatine you mentioned earlier happened.
yeah, all that happens, and then meanwhile,
And
Also-
then, meanwhile,
I should write a book.
No, what? Hold on. I hate to keep stopping it, but I need to know what about the way this situation has played out. I fully support you. You should write a book, but I want to know what about how this situation has played out has made you decide that you want to write a book.
I think it'd be fun.
So we're 48 minutes into the movie.
So they get on the Millennium Falcon and they meet up with the rest of the rebels and they're like, hey guys, you're back. And Luke's like, yep, we just killed a slug.
I
Go
feel like
team.
Princess Leia should have at least a little PTSD. It's really the
Oh,
most brutal murder that takes place in the Star Wars franchise. She just straight up chokes Jabba the Hutt to death.
I mean, that's like Vader every fucking Wednesday night.
Yeah, but that's a villain.
Ah, like father, like daughter.
So Luke
So-
shows up to the rebel base and definitely doesn't make any pit stops.
No, wait, my brain. He's like, yo, R2, let's go watch Yoda die. And R2's like, okay. So they go over to Dagobah, and Luke's like, hey, Yoda, you bitch. Darth Vader's
Do you
my
remember that
dad.
time in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, where Luke landed in his X-Wing on Dagobah and got out and said, yo, Yoda, you bitch!
Like, Darth Vader's my dad. And Yoda's like, oh,
Vader's my
who told you? And he's like, listen here, you fuck. And Yoda's like, well, that
This
sucks.
That fucking sucks. Sorry, bro.
And I was like, oh, well, suck if I died right now. And then he just like fucking, he goes and dies. But then he wakes back up. And he goes, wait, by the way, there's another Skywalker. And then he actually dies.
And her name is Rey.
And Ghost Obi-Wan rolls up and he's like, hey Luke, how's it going? He's like, don't think you're off the hook, young mister. And Obi-Wan's like, me? He's like, you knew all along. He's like, well, I mean, if you really look at it like from a real weird angle, and Luke's like, fuck you guys, and he just like takes off and leaves.
I like this version of the movie better.
And meanwhile, at the Rebel conference room, Lando's a general now, and they're like, "Hey, we got the plans for Death Orb 2 Electric Boogaloo," and they're like, "Hey, we just gotta go in it and blow it up," and everyone was like, "How original!" They're like, "Wait." Well, wait, there's more. They Billy Mays it, and then they're like, we gotta go down to the forest moon of Endor. We gotta turn off a light switch that powers the shield generator, and then we can blow it up. And they're like, oh, tricky.
Literally like to think it's a literal light switch. They just like pop into like an electrical closet. It's like a circuit breaker. And just fucking pop.
And they're like, all right, let's go, team. What's the plan here? And then Han's like, I'm gonna go turn off the light switch because that one sounds easier.
I've already got my plan figured out. There's this guy I know that works in sanitation. He knows where to turn it off.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna wear a really sweet trench coat that I just suddenly and without warning possess.
Suddenly and without warning.
I don't see any other motherfucker walking around in a camo trench coat, but
And Lando's like, well, I'll just go blow it up because like that sounds cool. By the way, Han, I'm taking the Millennium Falcon. He's like, all right, have fun. Don't, but be nice.
bring it back with a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
The most emotion that you've had this Han Solo show, the entire original trilogy, was him going, "But be nice to my ship, please," and that's pretty accurate.
I was gonna say, I mean, then yeah, and then a bunch of Bothans die, and then
Not in that order.
not in that order, but it happened. Then
That happens sometime before the movie.
They get the Death Star plans, and then the boss
and
dies.
the boss
Specifically die right then.
Mon Mothma's like, there can't be any witnesses.
Yeah.
Gotta get rid of them. Off the
Mon
board.
Mothma's a cold motherfucker. She don't give a damn.
Han Motha was like, the Death Orb Senior, we had all of the witnesses to the original Death Star plans die. This time, we gotta do the same thing.
Yeah.
Then they're like, so who's going with Han Solo? And Leia's like, yeah, I'll do it. And Luke walks in the room after hearing absolutely none of this conversation, going, yeah, I'm in. Fuck it.
I have no idea what I'm agreeing to, but let's do it.
And so then they all get on the space boat and they fly over to the Empire area, and Luke's like, well, I'm starting to think this might be a bad idea, guys.
And Vader's like, oh, that was a bad idea, my boy.
Why is Vader a pirate too?
I don't know, I'm just going with it, man.
Why is everyone a pirate?
I've been hanging around Palpatine.
Hey, George. Hey, George. I have one note. These, you can make your movie, but they've all got to be pirates.
Then and Darth Vader. Meanwhile, Darth Vader's sitting in the big space boat that the Rebel space boat is flying by, and Darth Vader's like, I think my son's over there, and Luke's like, fuck, Dad knows I'm here.
Ah, shit, he caught me sneaking out of the house.
That would be
Get out of the house with his
that would
car.
be such a better movie. Just Luke looking up. Shit, Dad knows I'm here.
Shit, Dad found out.
They go down to the forest moon, and they're just, chilling out. They got like a whole bunch of people. They're like, hey, Empire,
Hey.
fucking Space
Hey.
Command. Hey, Empire Space Command. We're going down to that moon. Is that cool? And Empire Space Command's like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I don't give a shit. Then they roll up onto the moon, and they're like, hey, let's go
Hey.
kill some scout troopers.
Fucking, it's an illness. It really is. I can't not.
Don't worry, 3 more movies after this.
Oh.
Oh God.
What if we just don't
by Rise of
engage with Rise of
Skywalker.
Skywalker?
By Rise
Jay
of
and I
Skywalker.
just silent.
I wouldn't
The
do
whole
that to Ben. I wouldn't do that to Ben.
Wait, that might be glorious.
We just refuse to fucking.
By Rise of Skywalker, it's gonna be like, so Rey walks in and she's like, hey, and then Finn and Poe are like, hey, and
Hey.
then Palpatine's sitting there like, hey.
Hey.
So
We're an hour and 12 minutes into the movie.
all right, I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
I mean, hey, listen, we don't know that they're done fucking with them. It could still be a work in progress for all we know.
Then they roll on up to the forest moon, and they're like, hey, I see some stormtroopers, let's go do a murder. And they do, and they get on the little space bikes, and they're chasing them, and Leia gets blown off of the space bike, and Luke's like, well, I don't know what happened to
Well.
Leia.
I guess Leia's dead now.
I guess Leia's dead now.
And moving on. He just
And-
continues on.
Well,
So Leia's like, hey, I'm just kind of chilling here. And
the amount of
all of a
chilling
sudden,
that people do in
It's
Star Wars.
chilling.
in
It's
Star
do a
Wars
lot of
universe.
chilling.
It's
a
fun
vibe.
It's a pretty
It's
laid back
yeah,
place,
It's pretty
actually.
laid back.
Pretty laid back war, if we're being honest. Everyone's
Right.
in bed by 6. Just, they just drop wherever they are. They just go right to sleep. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Then the little teddy bear walks up to her and she's like, "Hey, you look like a cool dude. And he's like, yeah. And then
Wow.
they're chilling. She's like, you want a candy bar? And he's like,
They
fuck
want a
yeah. She's like, Leo looks Wicket dead in the eye and goes, "They want a wonga."
They want a wonga.
In Bib Fortuna's voice. Just that voice coming out of Carrie Fisher's face. Carrie Fisher deserves better than this.
Yes.
What are we doing?
You know, Carrie Fisher does seem to be off limits. I feel like we've never had a Leia bit, really.
So
Because she is precious
Yeah.
and wonderful, and we will not.
She's a treasure.
She is treasure.
Yeah, so I can't get this out of my head now.
They want a wonga.
She looks Wicket dead in the fucking eye. Like she's staring him down.
You, for the love of God,
So
continue.
Wicket's like, hey, there's some weird shit. I don't know exactly what's up. But like there's some weird shit. And she's like, what are you looking at, little buddy? And all of a sudden a fucking blaster misses her because there's stormtroopers and they can't hit for shit. And so she like fucking rolls behind the fucking log she's chilling out on. And Wicket's like, okay, I got a plan. And he like ducks under the log.
I like this
and
Wicket
then-
so much more than the movie Wicket.
Yeah, like who's doing the voice of Wicket in this revision you've done? Who's voicing Wicket
Danny
with
DeVito.
his newfound dialogue? Counter proposal since Danny
I got a
DeVito's taken.
plan.
Counter proposal.
No, Danny DeVito plays everybody in Star Wars.
Oh fuck.
I want to hear
I'm gonna
Chris's
feel really bad.
counter-op.
I'm gonna feel really bad because I really like him. The guy that plays Charlie in It's Always Sunny.
Oh! No, why would you? It's spreaded to me now.
Can't think of his name for some reason. I feel really bad. He was also in Horrible Bosses.
Charlie Day. His
Yeah,
literal
Charlie
real
Day.
name is
Charlie Day.
Yeah, Charlie Day as
We forgot
Wicket.
his name, but
It's
knew
literally
his.
Charlie. Listen, I'm very tired. Both physically and of Star Wars. Alright.
So,
So Charlie Day.
So Charlie Day leaps into action.
we already have a Charlie from Star Wars, though.
Who cares? Continue.
This is Charlie
Alright.
from Star Wars from It's Always Sunny.
So he's like, hey, I
Not
got
to
a
be
plan!
confused
And then
Charlie
he
from Star
rolls down under the log. And Leia's like, ah! And one of the, she's like, full on panic attack. And one of the stormtroopers is like, hey, freeze!
Is a stormtrooper also going through puberty? What happened there?
There's a lot going on.
And Wicket's like, I got him. And he, like, tries to whack him with his spear. And then Leia just clubs him with a fucking log because she's a badass. And then Wicket takes her back to his village where they dress her in her mother's ceremonial clothing.
Another one of those things where someone who hasn't seen Star Wars is very confused.
Someone who's never seen Star Wars, someone who's never listened to this podcast before, is very.
And meanwhile, Luke and Han and Chewie are aimlessly wandering the forest, stumbling upon random things that Leia left behind. And all of a sudden, Chewie's like, something fucking smells good. And he walks over to a rotten fucking carcass that's just on a stick, and he's like, this isn't suspicious at all. And they get caught in a net, and they're like, oh, gosh darn it. You done it again, Chewie. And then R2-D2 cuts them down, and they're all like, freedom, and then they have a bunch of, I wanted to say turtles, but turtles don't fit here. They have a bunch of teddy bears point spears at them.
That would be a better movie as well.
It would be a better movie
They
if they
were
were
all
turtle people.
If they were all
turtles.
turtles. Yeah.
And they're all like, hey, you're coming with us, dinner. And they're like, well, fuck. And C-3PO is like, I'm alive. And they're all like, yes, my liege. Welcome to our humble abode. And then I have to fast forward a little bit because I'm contractually obligated to do so by Star Wars Every Week Forever tradition. So they end up getting freed through various circumstances that I will not detail. And they're like, Princess Leia, you're here in the Ewok village. Huzzah!
We just got
then-
here for no reason.
We skipped the most debated part of this movie that we've ever had.
We just arrived here with no conflict whatsoever.
The only argument that's ever happened in the history of this podcast.
They found us and they were just like, hey, come on over.
A totally reasonable and not dumb argument.
We shook hands and, and
Went on with our day.
And they're like, then C-3PO's like, hey, by the way, here's the story thus far. And he tells the Ewoks, and they're all like, well, that's kind of fucked up. Can we help? And C-3PO's like, well, funny that we gotta go blow some shit up. So they take a detachment of Ewoks to the shield generator.
Detachment
You know,
of
that's-
Ewoks from
that's
a group of
that's
Ewoks.
That is actually the technical term for it, but it doesn't stop it from being. See, this is why George Lucas made the Ewoks, because he heard the words detachment of Ewoks and was like, that's really good, actually.
Detachment, yeah. Oh my god.
Or would it be a company or a regiment?
No,
It'd
no,
be a
it's
detachment. It's
detachment of
definitely a detachment.
They take a detachment of Ewoks over to the fucking shield generator. And they're all like they're all waiting for, like, lying in wait. Because they're guerrilla warfare motherfuckers. And they're like,
I'm
okay,
sorry, bear warfare.
bear war,
Bear
correct.
warfare. Teddy bear warfare, much more adorable,
Teddy-
still just as deadly.
Teddy bear. Son, everyone's like, so how the fuck are we gonna sneak up on him? And Han Solo's like, don't worry, I got it. And Leia's like, shut the fuck up, dude. So then, meanwhile,
Why does everyone here sound like they're
Remember,
making fun of someone's way of speaking? Everything's mocking. It's like,
do you remember that line in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, where Leia looks at Han Solo, the man that she's in love with, and goes, shut the fuck up, dude.
so then while they're bickering, Ewok number 7 strolls on down to the speeder bikes, and he just fucking jacks one of them. No idea how to fucking drive it. He just fucking goes like a fucking champion. And all the stormtroopers are like, hey, every one of us should chase after this guy except for the one who can't. And Han Solo's like, well, that works.
I would love. We've been revoicing stormtroopers, or rather, I think I've been revoicing stormtroopers. I would love to just revoice one of these stormtroopers, look up and go, "Hey, this looks like a trap. After him."
Nah, that's a Family Guy episode, Joe.
Yeah, that's a Family Guy bit.
And I'm good, thanks.
And then meanwhile, but in the
Gears are
past,
turning. Those
Luke-
gears are turning.
Luke's hanging out at the Ewok village with Leia, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, you're my sister. Darth Vader's her dad. I'm gonna go do a murder by," and then he runs off into the sunset.
Naruto running through the forest.
Naruto runs, and then the Imperial officer just rolls up. He's like, "Hey, I found this little hooligan here running around in the woods. He just had this glow stick. Here you go, Mr. Darth Vader." And Darth Vader's like, "Thank you, officer, for bringing my son home. I was worried sick." And Luke's like, "Hey, by the way, I know you're really a good guy, even though you did a bunch of genocides." And Darth Vader's like, "I don't know, dude." And Luke's
I
like,
did do a bunch of genocides. I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
does rule me out for
Yeah.
being actually a good guy.
This is definitely the better scene to redub in this movie. It's just Vader leaning against the banister like, I don't know, Luke, that's a lot of genocides, man. It's probably too many to come back from.
Did you hear what I did on Geonosis? I don't know if there's any coming back from that.
and then fucking he's like, "So I'm gonna take you to see my boss, and we'll settle this in court."
Looks like yay. Looks like yay. I get go to work with your dad day. You get to meet
Bring
your
your child
boss.
to work day. And then I believe
No, you're right on the right track. You're
When
going
you're
inside
driving, the fucking car just stalls out. And
Death Orb Jr.
Oh yeah, it's they roll on up to the Death Orb Jr. and stuff happens. And Darth Vader's like,
oh,
by the way, Mr. the Emperor, I found my son.
Forcing it.
I'm glad you could finally meet him. And Palpatine's like, good. I skipped over my favorite fucking Palpatine line, and I'm mad now. So anyway, rolling right along.
Rolling right along.
He's like, "So you're gonna be a bad guy, right?" And Luke's like, "No," and he's like, he looks at Vader. He's like, "He'll come around." Meanwhile, the Rebel fleet shows up.
Don't worry, Vader. He'll come around.
it'll come
You know,
around.
I am-
Hey. Yeah,
It's all right. I know how it goes with sons.
it's all
I
right,
have one of
Vader.
those somewhere out there that's a
Yes.
clone.
Yes, it'll come around. You know, you've spent some time here. You know, eventually you warm up to it. His face is like, oh yes, of course, yes,
I mean, you embraced me as a father, right? Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
yes. You know, when we have our nightly talks, where I tell you that yes, even if I live to a ripe old age, when I die, this empire burns around.
going down with me,
It's
man.
going
You
down
know
with
that,
me.
right?
Everybody's fucked.
Taking it all with me.
Is this a bit you're doing?
Lord Vader.
Then meanwhile,
We're so happy to get to Palpatine. We were so happy. We were so happy to do one good Palpatine impression between the three of us.
Oh, who had the good Palpatine impression?
Probably Ben. One of those. Audience, tell us if any of those were good Palpatine impressions. I'm too tired to remember.
In the comments
leave it
below,
in the
who had
comments.
best Palpatine
Tell us how
impression.
bad we suck.
are we whoring for interaction now? Is that what we're doing here?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Hit that little bell.
Anyway, in the movie, the film, the Star Wars, the almost the last one.
It's a long title. I'm really glad they cut it down before the theatrical release. That was
Yeah.
gonna
gonna
take
be
up a
real
lot of space
confusing.
on the poster.
So then, yeah, the Rebel fleet shows up, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go do the thing." And Lando's like, hold on, wait, guys, listen. Do they have a shield? Everyone's like, nah, the fucking the Han Solo group just like did the thing, and Lando's like, but like I can't tell if it's down.
Listen,
And
I have a lot
everyone's
of
like-
experience with the Han Solo, and
No.
you should assume that he fucked up.
You gotta be so grateful of how tired and how long I am and how long this episode is that I'm not latching on to the Han Solo group and riffing on it for 45 minutes.
He's like, maybe they they know we're coming, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be bad. We should probably not attack right now." And then, meanwhile, at the shield generator, uh, Han's like, "All right, we just gotta get in there," and then all of the stormtroopers just run out, and they're like, "Hey, get away from there, young man!" And he's like, "Oh," and then total fucking teddy bear Vietnam happens.
Total teddy bear
Total
Vietnam.
teddy.
We've
There's
finally reached the title of the sequel to Teddy Bear Vietnam.
total
Total Teddy Bear Vietnam this summer. Coming to a Walmart discount straight DVD bin near you.
You'll never believe the totality of it all.
trilogy, and then there's final teddy bear Vietnam.
This time, it has finality.
So then they're like, well, fuck, we're gonna get in there, and Han's like, but wait, the door's locked. Guys, who locked the fucking door? R2, get over here, get over here. And R2 like, strolls on over. He's like, I'll do the thing, I guess. So he
Not
starts
like that R2
So-
voice.
I'll
That
do the
R2
thing.
voice.
And don't worry, because if they get too close, I got a fucking jetpack that I can use to set them on fire.
And he starts like doing the thing. He goes full like Hacker Man R2D2.
Grows fingers,
Ackerman
apparently.
He
Hacker
grows fingers and then he gets fucking sniped, and everyone's like, shit. And everyone is collectively worried about R2, and Han's just like, yeah, I can hotwire this door, and then he just turns around and starts ripping wires out of the wall. And
That is a pretty good comedy moment where he just starts ripping shit out and another blast door closes. And it's like, yeah.
yeah, I got it. It's all under control.
I don't got it.
And then Chewie hijacks an ATST, and they get rid of all the stormtroopers, and
Just get rid of them.
they just they just
Don't
vacated the
Don't
premise.
Dwell on it
questions.
too much.
And-
Don't dwell on those empty helmets too much. Don't.
and then
They just collected them.
They just took them off.
and then
The
at one
stormtroopers are
point-
actually celebrating with them at the end.
Yeah,
They
they're
volunteered their helmets.
they're rebels now.
They're
They're
rebels
people.
now.
Yeah, because the Empire's just got. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Don't
It
ask
wasn't a
questions.
horrific battle that took place as shown in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Don't ask questions.
Don't worry
Right.
about it.
Then Han's like, wait, I got a great idea. And he just puts a fucking helmet on. And he gets on the fucking intercom. And he's like, hey, we totally,
Hey!
Hey!
we totally like kick their asses,
Muscle
dude. You
memory.
should like send some reinforcements or some shit. And all the Empire guys are like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's send every soldier out. And then they did. And then Han's like, haha.
Yeah, this
You got
checks out.
tricked.
We should listen to this guy with no further proof required.
And Han's like, haha, we tricked you. And then they walked into the base and they blew it up.
Just flip that light switch.
Yeah, just turned it off.
It's like one
Uh,
singular door with a tiny little utility closet. Han just, and then they're done. That's it. Like, man, I can't.
That was-
Where were
one
all
of
these?
those, like,
Where were all these soldiers standing?
it's like like one of those control panels, and there's just a light switch on it with like one of those glass like fucking things you have to pick it up.
In case of
just flick the
emergency
switch.
break here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Luke's just chilling out with his dad and his dad's boss.
His grandfather. Please show him the proper respect.
Yeah.
It's his grandfather. It's his
Granddaddy
canonical.
Palps.
His
Granddaddy
canonical
Palps.
grandfather. Don't you let them rewrite history. This is
Don't you let them
Don't
rewrite
you
history.
let them rewrite history.
It's canon, they
this
made
bed.
it
It's
canon.
time for them to sleep in it.
Skype made you both very big that whole time, and it was very intimidating.
I was
So-
looking directly into my webcam, just making perfect eye contact with future Jay.
So,
Future Jay.
so then
You
we're
gotta
on
rewatch this shit like multiple times.
the Death Ball senior or junior, and Luke's like, I don't want to be a bad guy, and Palpatine's like, it's fun though, and Luke's like,
It's fun. Listen, Luke,
No.
if I'm going to give you this pitch, the thing that I want you to bring home is how fun it is. The most important thing is how fun this is.
Yes, if you have one takeaway from this field trip today, it's that the Empire is fun. Yes. Lord Vader, please tell him how fun it is when I take your leg. No, go. Tell your son about how I made you a shower head.
And Luke's like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna do the thing, and he like, well, wait. Luke's like, don't worry, it's fine. We're all gonna die soon. And Palpatine's like, ha, you stupid bitch.
Palpatine's just like, yeah, you'll never kill me. You've never guessed the secret way to murder me. 2 lightsabers.
Then Luke's like, aha, I got my lightsaber, and Darth Vader's like, but fight. And then he pulls out his lightsaber, and he's like, haha. And they swing baseball bats around, and eventually Luke chops off Darth Vader's head, and he's like, dang, my dad's a cyborg, just like me. Meanwhile, they're
Shit's
gonna
happening in
witness.
space.
Yeah, they're in space, and all of a sudden, the Death Orb Junior blows up a boat, and they're like, well, fuck, I guess the laser's a thing again. And then Palpatine's like, this battle station's fully operational. And then Akbar's like, we can't repel firepower of that magnitude. And then everyone's like, ah! And then an A-Wing crashes into the Superstar Destroyer bridge, and everything explodes. Meanwhile,
All you wanted to do was talk about this space battle that you could have summed up really quickly, because you literally were almost at the end of the movie. You're like, hold on, I need to talk about this space action.
Everyone's favorite part of every Star Wars movie, the space battles.
Is this a New Hope? I don't
no, that's
care.
next week.
No, that's faster. Take it home.
I know.
Go home.
I'm trying to figure out. There's a lot of meanwhiles going on right now, Jay, and it's overwhelming.
Listen, baseball
Go burn
bats,
them all up.
no hand, burning hammer.
Meanwhile, yeah, Darth Vader is like, oh no, I've fallen and I can't get up. And Palpatine's like, Luke, final offer. You become a bad guy, and we all become friends. And Luke's like, fuck you. He's like, oh, you're just like your father.
There
And
goes your leg.
there goes your leg.
Luke, final offer. You become my new slave and you kill your father. Final offer. This is the best I can do.
And Luke's like, nope, fuck you, dude. And Palpatine's like, all right, time for the fun part. And he just starts zapping the shit out of him. And Luke's like, oh god, that hurts, that stings. Can we
You
not?
owe at least 25 credits to the profanity jar.
And Darth Vader gets up and he's just like, this is kind of fucked up. I'm just watching my kid die. You thought I was gonna be okay with this dude? And Palpatine's like, it's fine. I'm just gonna kill him real quick, and we can get back to blowing things up. And Vader's like, fuck you, dude, and he just like picks him up and like fucking shucks him
Is it the picture doing?
into the reactor shaft, where he totally dies forever and ever, and we never see him again, and everyone lives happily ever after except Vader, who dies in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, meanwhile, the Millennium Falcon's like, hey, look at me, I'm inside the Death Ball, and then kablooey, they blow it up, and then they leave the Death Ball. Meanwhile, back in the Death Ball, Luke's fucking hobbling around with his
Apparently
dad,
dead.
and well, it's in the process of exploding, and then he's like, "Hey, Dad, just come with me," and Vader's like, "Hey, just take off my helmet," and Luke's like, "Why? You're gonna, dude? That's a terrible idea." He's like, "Ah, just do it." So Luke just does it, and he's like, "Hey, that's a face," and then he puts him in the space boat, and he takes him out of the planet, and he sets him on fire again, and then everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Oh, and then Han Solo's like, "Wait, I'm sure Luke wasn't on there," and he wasn't, and then the end.
Weird Wikipedia.
It all happened so fast.
I just want fast. I just want someone to make cardboard cutouts of Ben following how Ben's timeline is all over the place. That's what I want.
No. The Battle of Mandalore pre-Naboo.
Oh, I know this shit.
Oh, this is some mainstream ass weird Wikipedia.
Yeah. Before
Well,
30
hey, cool,
BCY.
good. This is a long ass episode. Hey, everyone knows about the Battle of Mandalore, right?
It's the one where it's the one where it's Legends, yes. So it's the one where
Yeah, it's
Jango
the one
Fett
that they got
watches all
the-
of his friends die to Jedi.
Yeah, and they got all the fucking those super like fucking crazy war droids. Caused the I can read things. They caused the Galactic Republic to send forces from the Republic Army. Blah blah blah. They sent Jedi Knights. Yeah, and stuff happens. The Republic's like, "Hey, fuck you," and the Mandalorians are like, "Ah." And everyone lived happily ever after.
Except Jango
Except
Fett, who watches
the
all of
Mandalorian.
his friends die.
Yeah, everyone lived happily ever after. It's okay.
Everyone
And
lived
it's
happily
all
ever after
Dooku's.
except for the Mandalorians. Apparently, no matter the canon.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, we got them to a better place. Well, that doesn't count anymore. New canon, they're fucked.
This has been Star Wars every week forever.
Boy, has it.
Boy, has it. Hey!
Hey!
Hey, yes, it has been Star Wars every week forever
Hey.
tonight. Ben, you're wonderful.
What have I done? I missed my favorite line. Like Palpatine sits there
Ben.
and he dead ass looks Vader in the eye. Like
Ben.
he's explaining something to a
Dead.
child. He goes, "You will find him, and then you will bring him before me." And it's
Oh, yeah.
like dead ass. He talks to him like he's a 5-year-old, and I'm
Are you
so
happy?
mad.
Are you? Well, it's in the episode now. Are you happy?
No.
Hello, all you beautiful people, and thank you very much for joining us on yet another week of Star Wars Every Week Forever. We upload every Wednesday around noon on various platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, TuneIn, and many others. If you have any friends, companions, people you would like to torture with our presence, feel free to send them our way. You know where to find us. If you would like to interact with the show and the various co-hosts, you can find us quite easily on Twitter at SWEWF. We check there very regularly, so it's easy to get a hold of us. And I hope all of you wonderful people have a glorious rest of your day. Until next we meet, may the Force be with you.